My name is CJ the Terror. I was born and raised from the Boogie Down Bronx. Shout out to Monroe College for giving the influence and showing me how to speak, because I was always hiding behind closed doors and always being like secluded and stuff like that. I want to give a big shout out to one of my mentors, my spiritual father out there, Dr. Jeffrey Smith, aka G Dogs, for always telling me to speak my mind and talk about what goes on in life. Basically, me and Vero G, we've known each other for many years. We met each other through Monroe, and then little man was taking up martial arts, and we used to be together in the class. He would take the young kids class, and then I'll be in the adult class, and we each other feed off each other in different tournaments and stuff like that. Also, shout out to my crew down south, Arkansas, Mississippi, AOBK, Grandmaster A-Train, Danny Bowden, Grandmaster Jeff, Spano, Jay, because without them, listen, I won't be where I'm at in martial arts. I was almost came to a time last year of quitting martial arts. Wow. I almost came up to quitting because I went through a tough examination, because I had to prove myself out here in New York. I thought I had proved myself already as a martial artist, you know, going through the tournaments and stuff like that. And I was told that I couldn't wear my black belts because I didn't go through a proper examination. Wow. So I went through a proper examination, and at the end of the day, who I thought was my friend ended up hurting me, and I ended up fracturing my ribs through the process. But yeah, thanks, man. But they gave me mad love, and then, you know, because those are, even though we don't see each other all the time, we speak to each other on Facebook Live a lot, and they're the ones that's Grandmaster A-Train is the one that's giving a lot of historical aspect of what's going on with Black Lives Matter, and him being a member of the Black Lives Matter community and being one of the community board members. And, you know, so we talk a lot about this aspect of Black Lives Matter. And when it comes to, I also have over 19 years experience in law enforcement. Okay. I started young. I was 18 years old. I wanted to do something positive for my community. So I got involved with the Wanted Auxiliary Police Department, and from there on, I moved on to security, and I became where I'm at now as a peace officer for New York City. And you know, it's kind of but we all have a story, you know, and I always say this: if it wasn't for my upbringing, I won't be here today. Because, you know, everybody has an upbringing, and for those of us that grew up in the Bronx, back in the days, you know, the early 80s, you know, like, let me give you some historical data. You know, me and my fiance was hanging out one day, and we was going to Atlantic City, and one of the martial art grandmasters bowed to me, and he said, "Whatever belt you wear, man, I love you, man, because you was willing to go, you was willing to go into any tournament, and go against anybody." And that's how that's the attitude I had in life. Where it always was that I always shielded myself with a coat of arms. Like I always walked around with a different beat in my, not because I was great I am, but because, you know, I just wanted to shield myself because of all the insanity that was going around. I've seen so much insanity in my life. It's like, you know, I always wonder. I always thank God for the blessings of being here, because, you know, there's those martial artists out there in the community that, if they hear you at a certain rank, they want to talk down to you. You don't believe in that rank. Oh, you don't deserve that rank. You don't. At the end of the day, it's a piece of cloth around your waist. And every day you come in and you strive forth in life. Like I was blessed by my brother. He gave me a black belt in his system. Wow. And then when I got my test, and you know, it was awesome getting a rank from him. That was one of the most blessings. And a few months later, that's when AOBK Grandmaster A-Train, he hit me up. He said, "Listen, man, I'm gonna bless you with a 5th degree black belt because you work so hard in martial arts, and I know you know the knowledge. You have the knowledge, man, and I want to give you no money asked. This organization never asked me for no money, no donation, nothing. Most organizations in the martial art world, if you want to move to any ranking, will ask you to give a amount of money. It could be between $600 to up to $5,000, depending on what type of organization. And this is what goes on in martial arts. And I don't care. I'm gonna get people need to hear what goes on in martial arts, because at the end of the day, you talk about Black Lives Matter. There's racism in martial arts as well, and it comes from your own brother. Like my brother A-Train, they denounce this man so much, but when you hear his wisdom, you know what I'm saying? He's been in the arts since 1978, a veteran, a Purple Heart veteran that lost his arm in combat, almost died twice.
Wow.
And still doing his thing in the martial arts with one arm. God bless him. It means something. Then you got Grandmaster Danny Bowden that been in the arts since 1980s.
Shit.
But because they're down south, nobody want to respect them.
Yeah.
It's the same thing here in New York. Like it goes with everything in life, with education, anything in education. You speak your mind or you speak about something, they quickly wanted to belittle you because you think you know it all. But instead of you opening up your wisdom and opening up your ears and opening up your eyes to hear what goes on, it's like, come on, and it's a constant battle. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know what? Sometimes it's good to stay silent. And I live by these three key components that I try to implement in my life. Is never let your mind be frozen for one of the books I read, and meaning that you never want your mind to be stuck. Keep your mind constantly going. If you think that something is wrong in this world, or you think that with the information you're getting, look it up. People say YouTube is wrong, but you can get sued for putting the misguided information on YouTube.
Yes.
People don't know you can get sued for putting misguided information on YouTube.
They're very strict now too.
So they're strict now. So now you gotta be careful what kind of content. So never let your mind be frozen. Let your mind be like a frozen river, constantly learning new tools in life. And that's why I think about what goes on in today's society, that a lot of these youths, they need the guidance.
Yeah.
They need somebody out there that's gonna sit there. And also as a youth, sit there with an empty cup. Right? See, empty cup meaning that don't come in there with a full cup. Sit there with an empty cup, and when the cup is full of the wisdom, drink the wisdom and say, I want some more. Take more of the wisdom that there is out there. And then another one is that we deal with negativity and all this that in the world, bullies and all this that goes on. They throw stones at you.
Yes.
So take them stones and build yourself an empire.
That's it.
Take them same stones and build it. This is a quote that I read a while back on Facebook, and I run with it because I don't know where the author came from. I hope the person is listening. Whoever came up with this quote, it's an awesome quote because it's how it is in life.
Yeah.
Because we all come from a foundation. We all come from somewhere. Right. No matter where we come from, the hardships of the Bronx, or whatever you come from, the Lower East Side, or you come from Queens, or come from Brooklyn, come from Staten Island. We all got a story to say.
That's right.
And the hardships of everyday's life. Seeing what goes on, like the Renaissance in the Bronx and all this. There's some parts of the Bronx I remember in my head that was so bad that now it's like, wow, like OMG, like I can't believe that this is going on in the Bronx, and it's amazing to see where, I'll walk to 183rd sometimes, in that area. Remember that area being a very heavily drug neighborhood, a very hot spot of drugs and activities, and to see that the neighborhood is kind of changing, but not changing where we wanted to change, but eventually it will change. It will be gentrified again. There's a lot of things that's going on that it will be changed. And to go through life struggles in life, every day is a life struggle.
Yes.
Every day is going to be a life struggle. You're not going to have that perfect moment, that perfect day. And that's how we got to live as today as well, with the covert, the whole Black Lives that's going on right now. We have to be, like they say, you have to be used to taking the changes, adapt to the change like a chameleon, adapt to the changes of everyday life that goes on. So it's like, even with the police department, like now, me being an officer, I have to change down to the times that we're living in. We gotta go. We gotta get back to where we was before. We need to get out the patrol cars. Let's get back into playing double dutch, playing basketball, football. It's out there. I mean, it's a blessing. I'm seeing on social media. Somebody called 911 while these kids playing football, and the cops went out there to play football. And it was some part of Atlanta, Georgia, where these kids were running around, and they challenged the cops on a race, and the cops went out there to race with them. Officers, we need to go out there and do that again. Build bonds with the communities, and
I seen that up here in New York. I seen cops come out and get on the basketball court and play, and you be inspired by seeing how good and how they interact with people.
Yes.
You know, instead of seeing the outside parts of them getting cuffed, people getting cuffed, you see them interacting with the people. That's good. It's very good.
And that's the thing. When I was auxiliary in New York City, that's one thing I used to love. I used to love patrolling the neighborhood. I'll go to the local parks and go out there and try to have some fun with the kids, and they'll look at me like what? Like, yeah, pass me the ball, you know.
And we need to see that, because it shows that y'all care.
Yeah.
It shows that, you know, NYPD, they shows that they care. You know, it's not always about, oh, you know, they're bad. No, it shows them that they care, and they care about the community, because at the end of the day, they from the community too.
That's right.
And that's an aspect of it. Like the PAL, you know, needs to come back again.
Yes.
They just got a lot of stuff.
It needs to come back where it needs to come back strong, like it was in the days when I was growing up, where the PAL would shut down certain neighborhoods, and everybody would come together and play ball and everything else. Because you gotta understand this. I'm gonna say this to the truth, and I'm not showing support. I know there's officers out there that are negative. We know that.
Yeah.
But let's look at the bright side of officers that go out there every day and put their life on the line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There are officers out there that put their life on the line to save those. To you know, and you know, it's just sad that the negativity is put out there. Yeah. And me and Chef were talking earlier about that. Yeah. And we was talking about how, you know, I disagree with a lot of things that goes on, but you know, it's sad because it's the poor training. It's the lack of training that there is. And I'm gonna say it out there, and I don't care. I'm gonna say it's lack of training out there. Because at the end of the day is that you teach us how to de-escalate verbally, but what about de-escalation tactically?
Exactly.
Like there's a martial organization called the Gracie Family, which I was watching a YouTube video. And they have a video. For those that want to look at this video, they talk about de-escalation tactically.
Interesting.
And what is that they work with Las Vegas deeply police department, and there's a video out there where they train the Las Vegas department on a tactical takedown, and the officer was struggling, but he maintained control throughout the whole situation. So if you train the officers properly and get a proper instructor in those facilities to train the officers the right way, we won't have what's going on right now. You know, we won't have these incidents where mistakes are being made and a person's life is being taken. Because I honestly, I don't know how you can sleep at night if you take somebody's life.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you can sleep at night. You know, I remember when and I'll tell you the truth, be told, a couple of years ago on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It was on Thanksgiving Day. I was on patrol with my partner. We were about to go on break. We get a call on unconscious male. Me and my partner worked on this male, this on one of our residents for almost like 15, 16 minutes.
Wow.
With EMS. EMS shows up. They take him to the hospital, and then, you know, I get one of the staff members bring me to the office and say, "Hey, Vero, he didn't make it." And that was the first time I ever cried in uniform.
Oh my God.
I had to get it in the office because I never showed any emotions. But to the first time to show emotion because of how much we try to work to bring this man back alive. And then to have his family come and, you know, pick up his property and stuff like that. But, you know, it happens on a daily basis, you know. And then when it comes to officers, you know, you need to find an outlet sometimes. Don't bring the stresses home.
That's right.
You know, I thank God for martial arts. I thank God for a lot of people in my circle that if I got a bad day or have a day that it just didn't go, it went left, I have someone I can call or someone I could be with to support. You know, and you know, the whole COVID-19 is like, it derailed me too because the martial arts has been my outlet.
Wow.
You know, like I go into the dojo with one of my